Well, how's everybody doing with your Ascension? I've been posting a lot of videos, help you all out. You know, I want to say a few things. Well, I had a few recent revelations. Uh, you know, I've been contemplating about the Creator Allies and if they are gonna come into the program or not. You know, and we know that as it's a free will establishment, bipolarities, rules. So anybody that comes into the program creates a double of themselves. Understand? So that if our creator allies came into the program, they would create a double of themselves. But I believe it's possible to manipulate the timelines, but there's no such thing as time. Time is an illusion, okay? So it's not time, it's actually space, I believe. It's space, okay? So I believe it's possible for the Creator Allies to come into the program when we reach a point where there's only so much space left before we proceed back to source. Okay? That's why a woman tells a man, I need some space. She doesn't say, give me time, because time doesn't exist. She says, I need some space. All right? So that's a little, help you understand. So it may be possible to come into the program when we reach a point where there's only so much space left. Okay, so let's say dimensions implode before the final galactic wave comes. So once the dimensions implode, then possibly after that point, uh, space changes. The space changes. So maybe at some point they have time to come in to the program, do what they have to do, and get out before the double is created. Now, there will be no double created. There'll be no double that would be able to come into the program because there's going to be no more program because everything's going to proceed back to source. All right. Okay. But everything's going to proceed back to source. Now, I believe that our creative allies have the program surrounded and that the shadow races that are hiding in their dimensions are going to implode are probably trying to figure out right now, how to get out of here. You can go to another planet wherever you go, as long as it's encompassed within the Saturn quantum matrix, it's going to basically disappear into thin air. There'll be nothing left. Okay? As I say, you can run, but you can't hide because everything's going to proceed back to source. Now, we're molecules, we're electricity, we're light, right? So electricity can only go one way. It can't go this way and that way at the same time. You understand? So when you shut off a television, what happens? Well, the electricity leaves the television and goes back through the cord and back into the wall. Okay, so that's basically what's going to happen. We're going to leave the giant television that we live in, and we're going to go back through the fake sun or whatever and go back to source. All right. So now, source. What is source? Well, let's say you're a drug dealer. You don't give up your source because then you're out of the picture. You understand? Okay, but I'm a little different story. I'm the central anomaly and I stand in front of the door. Yeah. Yes. But I don't have to be in full contact with the source. Okay, I'm not running back and forth to the source supplying people with drugs, so that I don't have to have know the exact frequency to return to source because who's ever gonna return to source, uh, which would be almost everybody, but I believe that it's possible. Some people may have found a way to stall their return to source, or if you could bend time and space and go and somehow, well, I guess you have to leave I would imagine you have to leave the program. You have to leave the program. So maybe some people have figured out how to escape the program, but I believe that our allies have us surrounded so that if anybody manages to escape the program and the Archons, then they would probably immediately be surrounded or just blown into oblivion. One of the two. Okay? So I don't need the exact frequency because we're all going to go to the same place. But don't forget, now I'm Anubis, so it's by my heart is the one that's weighed. You understand? So energy cannot be destroyed; it can only be transferred. So when our energy is transferred outside the program, we basically go back through the cord. All right. Then I'm gonna be with my creator allies. Well, our creator allies. Gonna be with the creator allies. You understand? And then uh, my consciousness will be totally examined. It's probably already been examined. The creator allies. If I when I made used to make videos out there, you could see the spaceships in the back in the videos. If you go back and look at my videos, where it's kind of dark in the back, you can see the spaceships going around. The lights. Shh. The spaceships are in the background. That's why you look at the old pictures like Mona Lisa. There's spaceships in the back because that was a depiction of let's say the Mona Lisa made a YouTube video. That's what it is. Depiction of someone making a YouTube video with the spaceships in the back. Okay, that's what that is. So now we hire these observer races to do a job. I know I've been hard on them, you know, because they had an important job, you know. Now there's some Pleiadian lady on there today saying that they're the lien holders of Earth. I mean, well, I'd be interested to see what the Vela have to say about that. The Vela can hear every single word I'm saying right now. They watch all my videos. They're quite aware of everything that's going on. You know, they probably have already uh, investigated my total DNA record for my past incarnations. Okay, so when we all leave, unless you find a way not to leave, uh, like I said, there's probably a couple observer races that are designated to be able to go in and out of the program. But if you come into the program, then you create a double. So it's not uh, a good idea to be going in and out of the program, because then you gotta fight yourself. Okay, that's why we're always fighting against ourselves. That's why the gang stalker people are so successful, because they get to cohabitate with their twin. You know, I already explained all that. And us regular dum people, we don't get to cohabitate with our twin, because the enemy has promoted separation at every turn, so they don't want us to cohabitate with our twins, because they want us to be all confused and fucked up. You know, remember the cartoon? Wonder Twin powers activate. We thought it was fantasy. No, that's just true. It's true. So now I want to say a couple things about Ascension. Okay, so what are my recent revelations? Well, there is no I, there is only us. Okay? There's no I, there's only us. It's a collective consciousness. All right? If you go and you study all the spiritual masters, like I've studied quite a few, if you take all their information, all their teachings, all their studies, what's the main message you're going to come up with? Don't think. Don't think. That's why we say don't think. As soon as you think, then you become a self-consciousness, and there is no self. There's only us. You understand? So don't think. That's basically the easiest lesson to know. Well, Bada Bada says don't think. You know, don't think. As soon as you say I, you fucked up. As soon as you say I think, then you really screwed up. Don't ever say I think, you know. That's why I started to. Okay, so now don't forget, okay, we're in a third density, all right? So yes, we have to coalesce with a third density existence. Okay? So what's the proper pattern of comprehension there? Well, that's why I say don't think, believe, don't assume, know. Okay, that's third density. But now, as I'm starting to progress into other, higher dimensions, and that's what you should be doing too. Anybody who's watching this, you have to start to imbibe a higher consciousness. Or not imbibe. That's the wrong word. You have to start to coalesce with a higher consciousness. So that means that uh, there's I have to say there's no I, that's why I say there's no I, there's only us. And don't think, you know there's no self. There's really no self. There is no self. There's only a self in third density, because we've been programmed to believe that. you know that's why you know the ascension messages are geared towards a third density consciousness. A lot of the things they say are not correct, but they're not speaking to some higher advanced consciousness. They're speaking to a third density consciousness. So they have to communicate with you in a certain manner, you know. And that's another thing I say too. It says the only righteous ignorance is that which was the only righteous ignorance is that which replaces arrogance and proves one humble, or displaces arrogance and proves one humble. The only righteous ignorance is that which displaces arrogance and proves one humble. That's what they're doing, okay? They're displacing their arrogance and they're proving themselves humble, okay? By, doing their best to communicate with you on a third density level, okay? But as you start to progress, I have progressed. There's no I, but speak to to speak in third density terms, uh, I I have progressed, to a point where I realized, well, I picked their messages apart tons of times in the past. If you go way back in my testimony, I was like totally critical of these people. And I tore their messages to shreds, because I knew they weren't right. I didn't have the realization why they're not right. Uh, you know, Now I do, because they're not right because they're communicating to a third density consciousness, and they're not communicating to a higher density consciousness. You understand? Boom. Now, I always ask myself, well, why don't they ever reveal any real threats like the towers or the meters or the poison in the food or this and that? All these threats we're under. Why don't they ever reveal these real threats? That's why we say, oh, you just want to come down here and be the new Jesuit order, the new Illuminati, and blah, blah, blah. And they don't reveal the threats because then they're contributing to the matrix. They're contributing fear, and they're contributing negativity, and they're, you know, but as I am the greatest Satan, and I never left you, and I went into become a physical, life form like you did. I am the one who has to do the dirty work. I'm the one who has to reveal the threats to you because they can, because then they're going against their code of ethics. I don't have no code. Well, I have a code of ethics, but still, I'm the boss, so I can do whatever I want and say whatever I want. You understand? I have that right to do that. I have the right to threaten anybody I feel like. I have a right to curse, to say whatever I feel like. Those are my rights. So they're encompassed within galactic coalitions. They have codes of ethics, codes of conduct, and they have agendas, hanging over their head, and they have threats too. Everyone has agendas and threats. Okay, that's why the media does what they do. That's why the politicians do what they do, because they have agenda to follow and they have threats over their head. And you got all these races that tell them, well, if you don't do what we tell you to do, we're going to come out, we're going to eat all the people alive, and we're going to slaughter you. Or we're going to send you back to the fake hell place and leave your ass there, or whatever else. Or we're going to turn you into a clone, you want to keep you in a box, like, we're going to freeze you, or we're going to, all these people are under these threats. Politicians don't run the world, okay? So anybody that says everything's Obama's fault, you're a moron, okay? No. He's just doing a job. He's just a face to blame. No, it's not Rothschild's fault. He's just a face to blame. All these people are under threats, man. Not to mention, they get murdered and they get replaced with programmed clones, and they're basically robots, some of the people. I'm not saying all of them, but some are basically robots. They're androids, they're clones, they're holographic inserts. We live in a giant television, so it's very simple to place a holographic insert in there. I mean, when you start to assay, you look at the productions, you can tell those people are holograms. They're holograms. There's not a person standing there. It's a hologram, and behind them is a green screen, and they put whatever background they feel like putting there. The people are in underground cities. They're on other planets. They're in other dimensions. They're in other timelines. They're in other frequencies. You don't know where the fuck these people are, or where this news is coming from, or whatever. Okay? Because until the news comes out and says, hello, I'm Joe Blow newscaster, and this is the news for frequency ring blah, 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 and encompassed within this ring is blah, blah, blah geography that's encompassed within it, and this is the news that's occurring there. Until they do that, then we don't know what the fuck they're talking about, okay? Any person that goes on there, well, I understand, you're a truther, and, we're truthers and we're watchers, and we want to put the truth out there, but what are we doing? We really don't have the proper intel to really co-sign anything, because you look at a YouTube video or you look at a news broadcast or whatever, they're not telling you where the news is coming from. The news could be coming from the last age. There's no such thing as time. It doesn't exist. Just an illusion. So by us posting videos of Syria or wherever, we're contributing to the enemy's efforts, the efforts of the enemy. We're contributing to efforts of the enemy by promoting fear, confusion, and misinformation. Okay? There could actually be nothing happening in Syria right now. People would just be living there like la di da. And all that shit that we're looking at could have happened in the last age. How do you know? We don't. Don't know. Do you know? You don't even know what a frequency is. You don't even know you live in a frequency ring. You don't even know shit about nothing. We're just trying to put the truth out there. I understand because I'm the same way, and I'm guilty of all this shit because I've been doing the same thing, posting videos of Syria, whatever. But you know, uh, but we're still what we're doing is we're shaking the foundation. So that's important too. Shake the foundation. Someone who is in La La Land and completely Zionist zombified, you know, happens to look at a YouTube video of Syria and see all the kids with their arms and legs blown off, and just body parts lying on, blown up all over the street, that might shake their foundation. Be like, holy, I didn't even know that's going on. Where is that? I never heard of that Syria place. Ooh, where's that? Yemen? Well, I never heard of Yemen. Where's that? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so we're shaking the foundation, so it's serving a purpose. Now, some of the people, they need to be their foundation shaken. All right. So I just want to say a few things. And I also want to say, yes, I'm critical. But what's the bottom line? The bottom line is I'm willing to humble myself before any enemy so that I can help facilitate some peace and prosperity, and try to establish some kind of orderly effort of salvation. Yes, we're going to go through the cord back to the wall. Yes. But still, my heart is the heart that's weighed. It's by my treatment, how you're judged. My treatment, which is pretty fucking shitty. Okay? I got no money. I got no girl. I got no car. And there you are. It's not cool. I got to push a cart to the grocery store. Like, matter of fact, the police banned me from the grocery store. They arrested me for stealing a soda I didn't even steal. So I can't even go to the grocery store. I got to eat out of cans now from the other little store. I mean, I'm the morning star. I'm the highest star. I'm the highest archangel. I'm the king of the world. However, the king and queen of England is living, however, all the movie stars and all these people are living, I'm supposed to be living better than that. Better. I'm supposed to be living the best out of everyone on earth. I'm supposed to be living the best. Me. And I'm the town bum, piece of garbage. Okay? We're in third density. Okay? We need money. Okay? And I don't have any. It's not cool. I should have a whole pallet of $100 bills sitting over there. A whole pallet. Unlimited amount of cash. I should have a limousine out there right now with a driver to take me wherever I want to go 24/7. I want to get in the limousine and go to the casino. I should be able to do that. I want to get in a limousine and go to the airport and get in my Learjet and fly to fucking Bahamas. I should be able to do that anytime I feel like. I'm the king of the world. You understand? Everything's all backwards. Everything's all fucked up, and it's no good. I don't like it. It's unacceptable. And I don't understand. You got these people walking around with these little. These people actually walk around with channel changers. They're silver things like this. They got little blue lights on them and dials, and they can jump from timeline to timeline and frequency to frequency. That's why I don't understand why nobody can come here. Why, if my mother can come here, why can't nobody come here? My mother can come here. Why can't you? Who's out watching this? Why can't you? You're telling me there's nobody watching this that got any money that's willing to help Bada spread the message of salvation? There's not one person out there. Not one person. I find it hard to believe. You got all these races that claim they're so technologically advanced. You got men in black people that claim they go they're interdimensional. You got secret space programs. You got all this shit, and there's not one person that is fucking doing shit for me. I work hard. I work 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I haven't made one fucking dime. It's not cool, man. It's unacceptable. You know, yes, third density and all this, rah ascension shit, but still, we're still trapped in a cesspit of filth. Okay, I'm still trapped in linear time. Okay, there's still people out there. There's people walking around. They might be Tron people, Sims, whatever they are, but they're still people, and they still got money, and they still got cars. You know, these people can help me, or help me spread the message of salvation. Not cool, man. Not cool. I don't know. When I was dealing with the pop girls, I saw a couple videos where they had some kind of boxes, and it looked like it was down south, which is like their hell place, whatever. And boxes, I know people are watching me, not from this, but they watching me somehow. They could be watching from spaceships but for me, everything's a reflection. That's why whatever I do here has an effect on your world. I know it has an effect on your world because I've seen stuff, rituals that I've done, or stuff, and I've seen the effect it's had on your world. Okay, so I know I have effect on your world, beyond any shadow of a doubt. Plus, the people made the video, said we're ascending because of what you're becoming. So, like I said, I'm the son of none. Now I'm part of everyone. That's why it says in the Bible, son of none. That's me. I'm son of none. I'm son of none. I'm the most wonderful counselor. I'm this, I'm that, blah, blah, blah. All those people saw me. Son of the morning, morning star, angel of retribution, this guy, that guy. But no title could ever define me, And I'll tell you one other thing. If everybody walked around and they all had the same name and everybody called themselves Satan, so nobody had a name, everybody's name was Satan, then nobody could use your name to create death. Nobody could attach a social security number to you and trace you on the stock exchange as a pork belly because everyone had the same name. So that's the wisdom too. That's part of the wisdom. What's your name? Satan. What's your name? Satan. Well, then nobody can exploit you because everyone's got the same name. But it's not a name, it's a description. So if you're a true Satan, then there's no name or title that could ever define you. That's why it's a description. It's not a name. Just like Christ is not a name, it's a description. That's why there's never any such person as Jesus Christ. There might have been someone named Joshua, which is what Jesus translates from, Joshua into Jesus. Maybe there was a Joshua, and most likely it was me if there was. But Christ is not a name, so there could never be someone named Jesus Christ. It's an impossibility. It can't be. Can't be. Can't be. It's impossible because it's not a name. Description. All right. I worked hard, man. I've worked hard. I'm still working hard. I applied myself. I made a lot of sacrifices. I died 1,000 deaths for you people. I died every which way. My head chopped off, stabbed with spears, burnt alive, fucking thrown off cliffs. Every death you could imagine.